I mean, as much as I want to be mad that it's raining on the second day of the new year, I guess we need it, so I can't complain too much.
Money, hold up, gotta, cutter, lotta, orders, dollars, quarters, rich, water, reach, water, bitch, on wanna, come on, holla, hey, I'm a stunner, summer, minute, Honda, cook up, hey, Michael, hey, surfer, wave, I've been sipping acorn, rich nigga on A1, baby, drinking that acorn, baby, butter pecan, bringing that on the refund, bringing that back till I see the sun, I fuck the bitch on the dick.
Because your mom's wasn't working, remember?
We did it again?
Yeah.
Pro tip for any of my friends that are on creatine: take it with a sugary beverage, because if you take it with water, you're basically just gonna pee it out, right? So sugar spikes your insulin, let your body really absorb it, and then you can really benefit from all of the numerous effects of creatine.
It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass, yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made them niggas mad, yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-pad, yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. They like, what he on? This is Alpha and Omega, bitch, welcome home. This is not a song, this is a revelation, how they get a nigga gone. Baby, I don't understand, baby. Pay your bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction, that's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches.
So one of my focal points for this year was to kind of lock back in on consistency, and from a business ownership perspective, especially in the retail space, consistency is by far the hardest part of brand ownership, building that audience, and just continuing to deliver, because it's kind of like, life catches up with you. Sometimes you get in those creative ruts where you don't really know what direction you want to go in. But I guess in my case, it's just kind of, I had so many conflicting, I wouldn't even say priorities, just points of interest in my life, that essentially had the brand kind of take a pause on the forefront, but was always kind of working in the background. So thankfully, this year I told myself one of my strategies for remaining consistent is to kind of stack releases with my manufacturer, because I go overseas. So getting them to kind of work on 2 to 3 releases at once, so that obviously there's going to be a delay from shipping to production to just overall receiving the items here, because I'm big on inventory rather than made to order, because that kind of leads to huge delays on my customer side. But decided to kind of stack releases with my manufacturer so that I can have everything, focus on marketing, really build out that rollout that I want for each release, and then really be able to kind of take my time with these releases rather than rush through some design just to have something to put out, right? And then throughout this whole process, I kind of learned that one thing that really keeps me, I guess, most motivated about the brand is it can kind of shift as my interests do. Now you got to kind of have a balance, I guess, with your overall direction, which mine is kind of headwear in general. So we got corduroy hats that took off on accident. Initially started out doing, the typical like streetwear, t-shirts, sweatpants, hoodies, but that just felt kind of oversaturated. And I figured, let's throw something else in the mix, like a hat, which started out as a snapback. But my architecture school background, I learned Illustrator like the back of my hand. So I was able to kind of really mock up some pretty sweet designs that ended up taking off on accident. So this accessory that I decided to just add to a release is now literally the whole focal point of CV. So my brain is kind of like, all right, I want to stick with the streetwear focus. I love the corduroy kind of, you can either dress it up or keep it really chill. And now I'm kind of like, all right, huge into fitness. So like, let's go fitness performance route, but let's try to solve a problem while we do this. And that biggest problem right now is cost. It's like fitness, health and wellness is trending, but everything is expensive. So it's like, let me figure out a way to find a happy medium between quality and cost that can allow everybody to look their best while they're working on feeling their best, right? If that kind of makes sense. So, down the line, I kind of want to dig into a whole performance branch of CV where it would, have its own Instagram and it would be its whole own persona outside of the typical streetwear realm, where my goal there is it's like a passion project, but solving the problem of the outrageous expense it costs to take care of yourself for the most part, which is nuts. Like, you got $100 dry fit t-shirt, you got $75 shorts, you need some compression shorts, those will run you $85 depending on the brand. You need your socks, you don't want to just run in Hanes because you'll blister or whatever. Now you go down to the shoes, $220. It's like, all right, where can we find a medium between quality and cost? Because right now you kind of got to pick between the two. It's like either you want to spend a lot for some high quality, or you settle for some low quality, which in turn can almost be uncomfortable depending on what route you go. So it's always something to kind of keep my brain going. I always have a problem with channeling my focus because the way my brain's wired, I just get to going and ideas start flowing out, and I'm looking back like, wait, my focus this year was to do this. So I'm like, all right, I need to get all my concepts out on the performance side, but remember to kind of just keep things moving on the streetwear end. It's like the goal is to get the brand to a point where it's almost self-sufficient, where I can focus on the creative and work on delegating. So outsource or work with some of my close friends that have these companies that are essentially, they're building these like social media marketing empires where they're taking these brands, leveraging their ads, working on scaling, optimizing, kind of seeing what works best to help not only these brands grow, but to help their business grow. So it's like delegate certain aspects of the business to them so I can take that weight off my shoulders. That's their specialty. I can lock back in on what I enjoy, and that's the creative, and then just continue to kind of expand because you want this to be something lasting. And it took me a minute to get to this point, but I'm finally understanding the art of I can't do everything by myself. And as hard as it is to say, it's the reality. You kind of got to learn to build trust, and that'll really help you kind of expand. So we're in the R&D phase of everything, which is great. I finally got a sample today. I won't go in depth too much. Got a sample for one of the performance hats. Color scheme's not it, because that wasn't really what I was focused on. My biggest thing is feel. So focusing on that breathability, lightweight, what I feel comfortable working out in this, whether it's running, lifting, just any type of cardio, something that's diverse, because I don't want it to lean too heavily in the running world, because that's not for everybody. I want this to be kind of more broad focused, but broad enough to where it's open to the overall fitness community versus a specific lane in fitness. And then just kind of go build and refine from there. So It's always a fun process, especially getting in that rhythm where things are turning around relatively quickly. You're able to see it, it's tangible, refine the designs, shoot a design back over to the manufacturer, get a new sample made, rinse and repeat. So I'm really excited to see kind of where the consistency takes me this year, of really locking in on the brand. Though due to holidays overseas, I wanted to release in January. Release will be February, which is cool. I'm sure everybody's gonna love these first 2 hats we have coming out. But yeah, we're working. It's fun. This is what do they call this? The 5 to 9 after the 9 to 5 or whatever. But we're figuring it out. You can probably see it in my face. This is definitely one of those mornings where I do not feel like going to the gym, but I feel like discipline is really built on those days where you don't feel like doing it. So we're gonna lift those weights, and it really never fails. The hardest part is literally just physically getting up. Feels so much better now, and I probably would have, not probably, definitely would have regretted it if I decided to just sleep in and not get up and get to it. So we are letting Remy handle her business real quick, and then we can handle our business. Happy Tuesday.
Different when I'm on. All this shit got me in another rhyme zone.
See, I typically don't even bring the camera in the gym for these early morning workouts, especially with it being kind of top of the year. You know, you got people with their New Year's resolutions, so it is definitely on the busier side. So, camera staying in here, but we can take this pre-workout together and get to it. You know, it's like as much as we love an empty gym, I can honestly say it's good to see people really prioritizing their health and wellness, because that shit really goes a long way. So let's see if I have to wait for any equipment today. But yeah, I got probably a good hour and a half. I'm remote. I don't have to go in the office today, so I got some a little extra time. House is down the street, so if I need to just throw a jacket on for this first meeting, so be it. Or if I have time to shower and eat, even better. But we'll see. Handle business.